Hello there, YouTube. Devin here again. Today I have another knife review for you. It is on a very long awaited, very pretty knife. So I've been waiting to get kind of a traditional Scandinavian knife for quite a long time. I had this recommended to me years ago by one of my subscribers and Patreon supporters, and I'm actually fairly happy with this knife so far. This is a Norwegian brand. They're made in Norway. It says right on it. It came in this fancy tube with a whole bunch of information on it, a little book and stuff. It's very well packaged. It was kind of surprising to see how nice it was. This knife I got from Duluth Trading, actually. So if you're interested in one, the retail price on it is right there on the bottom. It's 113 bucks. I got it on sale for like 55. Comes with this little kind of handkerchief too. There's a lot of neat stuff in that you get in this container. You get this very cool knife. It is a very traditional Scandinavian knife. It has has an Arctic birch handle, mirror polished blade. It's a pretty thin but very robust blade. Looking at the knife overall, it feels very good in the hand, and I have quite small hands. It feels really good in the hand. The blade's not too long. The blade is very sharp. The blade comes quite sharp. It's sharper up here towards like the tip than it is more here on the belly towards the grip here. It gets a little bit not as sharp, but it's still got quite an edge on it. You get this very nice leather sheath, which is something that a lot of companies really skimp on. This is actually a very nice sheath. It's made out of basically a single piece of leather, and then the belt loop is riveted onto it directly. But even if the rivet fails, it is still, hooked through the sheath itself, which is very well thought out. The snap is secure, but it's not like strong, if that makes any sense. It's like it has a very positive thing, but it's easy enough to pull, because I don't like a lot of knife sheaths where they either have really weak snaps on them, or the snaps are so strong that you can't get your knife with like one hand really easily, and it's really annoying. But this is a really well thought out, really well designed sheath. It's very high quality leather actually. It's quite nice. It comes in a nice color. It's kind of medium, kind of satiny, shiny brown type. The blade on this is a full tang blade. You can see here in the back there's a little brass kind of a spacer, and then it is peened over that brass spacer a little bit. I think it's like threaded on and then peened over to keep it from coming off. The handle is just a solid piece of, I'm guessing, pine tarred Arctic birch, and the only reason I say that is because my beautiful M39 here, if I don't break anything, is very similar in a lot of its places as far as how it looks, how it finishes and stuff like that. And it has a lot of the same kind of color patterns and stuff in it. And this is a obviously beautiful pine tarred Arctic birch stock. So I figured I'd just show that to you guys for reference if you're into a lot of your stuff matching, which I don't go out of my way to look for, but I do really like when stuff kind of matches. So this knife has wood that matches a rifle from the same region, Scandinavia. So we're gonna just see how awesome this knife. Well, that's a flaw right there. It doesn't want to stick in because the tip on it is so thick, and the grind on it is so shallow. So it's just a straight ground blade. It's not hollow ground, it's just flat ground. And it's about the last quarter inch of the blade all the way down. The blade is thick, but the tip is very thick as well, which is good probably because it keeps the tip from breaking off. But unfortunately your knife doesn't want to stick, at least into this hardwood kind of cutting board here. But it doesn't damage the tip at all. I haven't bent it at all or anything like that. My only gripe with the knife overall, and it's just a cosmetic thing, it's not going to affect how the knife performs or really anything at all anyways. But when they were grinding the blade, if you're looking at the blade, they ground the left side of the blade a lot further than the right side of the blade, so the edge is off center ever so slightly. It doesn't bother me really at all, but I'm just letting you guys know that. This could be a one-off thing, by the way. This could be just my example. A lot of them could be done, and it's slight. It's hard to tell, but you can tell with the naked eye that it is off center. But that's about it. That's the only thing that I've noticed that could possibly be wrong with this knife. It's such a simple, well recognized, well used, time tested, tried, trusted, design that you really can't go wrong with this. And as you've seen, I was stabbing into hardwood and it wasn't hurting anything. It's a very, very nice knife. This one's mirror polished, obviously. They have other versions. There's quite a lot of different versions that this company sells. And I can't really recommend their knives more. To be honest, if you're looking for just a simple little kind of bushcraft survival knife, you could do a lot worse than this. This is a really simple, really reliable, nice knife for what you're getting for the money, especially if you got it for me like on sale. But I'd say this is even worth their $113 asking price retail. So I'd say that this is worth it for that full price, even though I got it for half of that. It's a very, very nice knife. So we're gonna cut myself a snack here now that I'm done with work, and then I'm gonna start editing this and uploading this and maybe a few other things. And then I'm gonna go get in the shower. But since I'm trying to be healthier, I'm eating a lot more, trying to get healthy fats in my diet, and avocados are a very good way to get those healthy fats in my diet. So I figure we're gonna just see how this does, because one thing I want out of kind of a traditional bushcraft knife is I want it to be able to do food prep. And now this isn't going to be the prettiest, because I'm not going out of my way to try real hard to make this the prettiest cut of an avocado, but it cut the avocado in half. It didn't even mar it up all that much, to be honest. So despite the fact that it has a fairly short blade, the pit, since the blade's kind of thick, I'm not going to do the whole like ka-chunk, and grab it, but it gets the pit out real easy. Let's toss that away. And then you can just peel it with your finger. I'm a big fan of peeling my avocados with my fingers, because that way you get the most avocado for your money, And then we're gonna dice this up, see how it does dicing it up. If the blade thickness is gonna have issues here, or if it's something that you can, because most chef's knife are pretty thin. You want a fairly thin chef's knife. Oh, this avocado is not peeling nice either, so now I gotta fill it in by talking. But yeah, most chef knives are pretty long and thin. Most bushcraft knives obviously can't be long and thin because they're not durable enough to do that. And be still effective in the field. So, but now we got our avocado peeled, and we're gonna check it out here and see how it cuts and slices. Avocados are really easy to slice, but they're also really easy to like mash up, you know what I mean? And to like overcut and terribleness. So eat the little bit around where it connected to the stem there. As you can see, this knife's performing really, really well. I'd actually think this would be an absolute joy to do food prep with in the field, or out camping or something, because look at that. That did an amazing job of dicing up that avocado into very consistent pieces. Minimal effort. It's a really easy knife to clean off. Really, really nice. This one's a stainless steel blade, so I don't really have to worry about it rusting or anything like that, but a little bit light mineral oil or something, just in case. It does just fine. This knife performed very, very well for what I bought it for. I look forward to making matchsticks and other stuff with it later, if I get out camping and stuff this year, and do a little skinning with it maybe, stuff like that, because it seems to be a very, very good knife. The steel holds an edge really, really well from everything I've read. I've read a lot of reviews and stuff like this. It seems to be a very, very good knife for what it does. So I'm quite happy with the performance of this knife, and I'm quite happy with this purchase, actually. It's a nice, handy little knife. I'm probably going to find myself wearing it a lot, actually, because for one, it's a handsome knife on top of it being very time tried and tested, and just overall cool on top of that. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully I can see all of you here in the next video. If you do own one of these, I'd very much like to hear about it in the comments. I think I'd like to get one with a little bit of a longer blade, because this one has about the 4-inch blade. I think I'd like to get a little bit bigger one here too, just to see how that compares. But this one is a very, very good knife, and I'm very, very happy with it. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully I can see all of you here in a future video. They're going to ship me off to a different city for a little while, for God knows how long. So videos might be few and far between. I'm not going to have a whole lot to do other than work. but I'm gonna try to stay relatively consistent and stuff like that. So, but if you guys miss me, that's where I am. I'm off working, unfortunately, in a different city, quite a ways away. So, but just so you know for the future. Thank you all for stopping by. Hopefully I can see all of you in the next video. Like I said, please leave a comment if you have any experience with this company and their knives, or if you have other recommendations of other companies that have a knife of similar quality for a cheaper price or something like that. That's all really good for people shopping in the comments and stuff like that. Leave a good review. If you have a good review of it, or if you ever have had any problems with one of these knives or something, please leave that in the comments as well. I'm sure people would like to read about that. So stay tuned, and I'll see all of you here sometime in the future. Bye-bye now.